Hey, my name is Tommy Jordan. Today, I'm going to tell you about what people don't tell you about being a real estate agent. The real things. Maybe you're thinking about becoming a realtor, getting your license. What is it actually like? Is it like selling Sunset? Are you just in your Lamborghini all day long sipping espresso? I don't know, but you'll find out. But I do know. That's why I'm making this video. So this is sort of like Wizard of Oz. I'm coming behind the curtain to, fill you in on the details. So make sure you stick to the end because I'm going to give you the myths and the reality, and I think it's going to be helpful. Let's rock and roll. Now, I've been a licensed realtor for over 12 years, so I could give you some good information. The first thing, what people don't tell you about being a real estate agent, is you can make as much money as you want or as little money as you want. Let me explain. Now, a small group of realtors make $1 million a year or plus, but let's look and see what the average income of a real estate agent is in the United States. Now, you can see the median gross income of a realtor was $49,700 in 2019. Okay, so this is coming from NAR, that's the National Association of Realtors, which a lot of real estate agents belong to. Okay, let's look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics to see what's the average income in the US for everyone, not just realtors. The median income is $35,977. So the average realtor is making more than the average median income in the US, but $49,000 still isn't buying you Lambos and Ferraris. Definitely not, because I have children and I know life is expensive. The reality is this: realtors get paid on commission. Now, commission is negotiable between the realtor and the seller or the buyer. Usually the seller, because the seller pays agents commission in most states, but I know every state's different. So that could be 2.5% to 3% of the purchase price or the sale price. So let's break it down. For example, a $300,000 house, you have 2.5% commission, you get paid $7,500. Okay, how about 3% commission? You get paid $9,000. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh my goodness, $9,000? I could be doing a few homes a week just sitting in a yacht. But no, let's break down the numbers even further to see what that could turn into. See, real estate agents, many of them work at brokerages, and brokerages have splits. So say you make $9,000, but usually you're giving 10 to 30% of that away to your brokerage to, operate the offices and whatever else brokerages provide these days, marketing materials, that sort of thing. Take that original commission at 2.5% from a $300,000 house, okay, $7,500. Now give that money back to the brokerage. That's what's required for most of the time, and then you're stuck with $5,250. Now, okay, then you have more expenses on top of that, because essentially as a real estate agent, you have to remember you're an entrepreneur. You have your own small business when you start. So there's marketing cost. You have wear and tear on your car, gas. There's a lot of other expenses. So that $5,000 could end up turning into like $4,000 or $3,000. And then on top of that, you have taxes. You got to pay Uncle Sam, got to give money to the government. So then you're stuck with maybe like $2,500 from that $7,000 amount. Now, I'm just spitballing here, and it varies on where you live and a lot of other details, but just think about that $7,000 commission. You're stuck with $3,000. So it's not as much money as you think when you see these big juicy commission numbers. So for example, for me, my average commission check on $1 million home, here in Palm Springs, California, is very expensive. After expenses and stuff, it could be around $15,000. Now, to make $1 million, I have to sell 67 homes to get around $1 million, and that's gross. Okay, that's not net. That's not what I actually take home after expenses and that sort of thing. Now, I don't make $1 million per year, but I'm just giving you an idea how that would happen. If I wanted to make $100,000 with that example of $15,000 commission, I would only need to sell 6-7 homes to gross around 100. So, it seems a lot more reasonable than $1 million. But that's the thing about real estate that I love. You have the opportunity to make $1 million, $500,000 if you want to. And that's the best thing. You could design this business around your life and what you really want out of it. So if you get a normal 9-to-5 job, you have a salary. It's like, hey, Susie, Sally, Bob, here's your $50,000 a year, and maybe in 20 years you're making $60,000. Someone limits you to your potential. So with real estate, there's no limit really. You can make as much or little as you want, and that's what I like about it. The true financial freedom you could find through it. The second thing in real estate people don't tell you about is to make a lot of money, you either have to sell a lot of homes or you have to sell very expensive homes. So for example, living in California, Palm Springs, California, I gave that example of selling 7 homes, making around 100 grand. So the median house price they vary a lot depending on your city. So let's just look at here, Waco, Texas. Love Chip and Joanna Gaines. The average home is $154,000. So the commission check at the end is $3,800 to $4,600. Now that's a lot different than my Palm Springs check of around 15 grand. So living in Texas to make that $100,000 mark, I would need to sell 25 homes compared to the 7 here. Now I know cost of living is a lot different in Texas, Waco, Texas, and Palm Springs, California, but that just gives you an idea. When you see these people on TV and they're getting $200,000 checks on $1 million listing, you know the homes they're selling are 10 million, 20 million, and that affects how much they make. So if you're living in a market where homes are, not that much, say you have $100,000, $200,000 homes, you're gonna just have to sell a lot of homes to make a lot of money. And it's just simple. But keep that in mind. Don't let that discourage you. There's a lot of people in different markets where the home prices are lower and they're selling homes all day, 10, 20 homes a month. The next thing people don't tell you about is real estate really isn't all about making money. Now, I started with that because that's huge and that's something that separates being a realtor than other careers, is that income potential, and then what you could do with that income to, further your family's life, those around you, give back to your community. I mean, it's amazing, but people don't tell you about how satisfying it is to help a family really find a home. Because when you think about it, a home is where you feel safe. A home is where you set down roots and you make memories. And I know this sort of sounds cheesy and stuff, but when you're actually helping people and they're getting excited and they're moving and they're having children and babies and whatever, or they're moving to a big city and starting their first job out of college, it's a lot of fun and it could be really rewarding, and I don't think that's something that's shown on TV a lot. So yeah, that's it. The next thing people don't tell you about being a real estate agent is you don't have a boss, but you'll be working more than even if you had a boss. Because see, being a real estate agent, it's not a 9-to-5 job. It's not Monday through Friday. It's Monday through Sunday. I mean, you'll be working morning, nights. I mean, doing open houses on the weekends. Especially when you start, you have to remember, you have to work really hard to build up your business, build up your network. Because in the beginning, you probably have a small one. So the more deals you do, the more referrals you'll start to get from your clients, and it sort of snowballs like everything in life. But here's what I love about it. At a normal 9-to-5, you're building up someone else's business, okay? You're helping someone else get wealthier. You're building up their company name. It's not really for yourself. You're just getting paid like an employee. You have less risk, so there's less reward. Now, when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a real estate agent, it's bigger risk and you get bigger reward. You're building up something that you could pass on to your family, to your kids. I mean, this is more than just like punching a time clock, okay? You're building something for yourself. So that's how you have to think. It's more than just selling homes, all right? This is running a business, and that's what I wish I would have known when I started. I thought so small-minded. The next thing people don't tell you about being a real estate agent is that you do have a lot of freedom, but you have to sort of design it for yourself, okay? So like I mentioned before, you'll be working a lot when you get started, but that doesn't mean you have to be controlled by others. So your clients, you just have to set boundaries and you control your schedule, not your clients. So remember that as being a new agent. So say if your kid has a soccer game from 2 to 4 on a Tuesday, the perk of being a realtor is you could go to that soccer game, but maybe you'll have to put in a few hours on another day. So that's the thing. Maybe Saturdays and Sundays you're working, but then Mondays you could have off with your family. So just remember, you're in charge. This is your life. This is your business. Your clients will respect you more, honestly. What I've learned, being a realtor the last few years is if I tell my clients, oh, I have my wife has a doctor's appointment or whatever, we have 2 little ones here, little photo on the screen. But if, you know, when she was pregnant, I have a doctor's appointment, like I have to make it to that. People will respect you a lot more, and you have to set the expectations up front with your clients, and it will be great. And you know, the people who don't respect you and, you know, are like, call me now, this, that, and running your life, it's not worth it to work with them, honestly. It's just not going to be a fun experience. You'll be miserable. I mean, in the beginning, I did that a lot. I worked with anyone who crossed my path, but you know, it's just, I would recommend against it, you know? I mean, if you can, I know in the beginning, you have to sort of do whatever you want. But yeah, the next thing people don't tell you about being a real estate agent is that you learn a lot of valuable skills. On TV, it could just look so basic, like hey, Tommy, can you open this house for me? Oh, sure, Bob, you know, and I don't know why I'm using Bob, but Bob's our imaginary person here. And, you know, the clients just walk in the house and they're like, great, let's make an offer, or, you know, but it's a lot more complex than that. Real estate gives you amazing skills, like, for example, knowing how to comp properties. So what that means is doing a market analysis on a home and looking at the neighborhood with similar, so say you have a 3-bedroom home, 2-bath, I look at the neighborhood, I see, you know, what in the last 6 months have sold, that's been 3-bedroom, 2-baths, okay? You know, I make it a half-mile radius. I look for similar property characteristics. I mean, you learn in depth about homes to be able to come up with a value for that home. So if you have a buyer, you could say, hey, this home's a little overpriced, you know, the average sold price was $300,000 and this one's $350 or $320. But this educates you to maybe one day when you buy a home, or maybe one day you want to invest in real estate, learning how to value properties is a super important tool that I think is just underestimated by being a realtor, and just not given enough credit, honestly. You learn how to, you know, negotiate with people. Realtors all the time have these intense negotiations where I love it. I could save my clients, you know, thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars. That's underestimated. Or, you know, another thing, for example, is people skills. You learn how to deal with difficult people. You learn how to deal with easy people. I mean, people of all walks of life. You learn how to control your emotions in a transaction, you know? So say if a buyer's real excited about a house or whatever, you learn how to just sort of be calm and try to look out for them, for their best interests. So, you know, if something's wrong with the house, it's not like high highs, low lows. You're like that consultant to them, and you're just like Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're like a Jedi, you know? Cheesy, but yeah, basically that's what you are to these people. You try not to get all into the emotional cycle because you're here to just help them. The next thing people don't tell you about being a real estate agent is that you don't have to stop at being a real estate agent. Like I was saying, with real estate, you learn all these tools that could just further you in the game of real estate. So you could, you know, buy properties that are under market value. You could flip them for a profit. You could then buy other under market value properties, you know, and then you turn them into a rental portfolio, you know. So every commission you get, you could be buying more rental properties, and getting that, you know, passive income that everyone wants to getting those Lambos, but just getting that cash that's coming every month. You know, there's so many tax benefits of owning real estate. You know, you start working with investors, you just like are expanding your network, and that's expanding your net worth. So it's like, it's amazing, you know. You could eventually maybe one day start lending money to people that are like getting into real estate to flip homes. I mean, I don't know, the sky's the limit, but that's what I love about this. You could get in and just start learning the basic as a real estate agent, learning the basics, and then just expand into other parts of the business. So these are just some of the reasons why, if you're thinking about getting into real estate, yeah, I would say go for it, honestly. I think, you know, even if you sell one home, just the learning process that will take place and what you'll learn from that, I think will be super invaluable to the rest of your life. So maybe you try it and it's not for you, but you're still gonna learn some skills that you could walk away with forever. So if you're interested in learning about real estate investing, smash that subscribe button for a weekly basis of awesome videos and content, and like this video to help it do better and reach more people. My name's Tommy Jordan. It's been a pleasure, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.